From above, the Philippines is not one continuous country, but an immense chain of islands scattered along the western Pacific. More than 7,000 islands form three broad geographic groups: Luzon in the north, the Visayas in the center, and Mayon and Aon in the south. Together they cover roughly 10 square kilometers of land, yet their coastlines stretch far beyond what that number suggests. Mountains rise abruptly from narrow coast plains. Deep channels separate neighboring islands, while their reefs, mangroves, and beaches mark the boundary between land and sea. This fragmented geography created extraordinary biodiversity and strong regional identities. It also made boats, ports, and air routes essential to all life. The Philippines is often tropical paradise, but its beauty comes from the restless setting where tectonic plates, monsoon, winds, and warmos, and currents continually reshape the archipelago. Luzon is the country's largest and most populous island. Its structure is defined by mountain chains surrounding lower basins and plains. The Ziramater runs along the eastern side, facing storms that arrive from the Pacific. The Cordillera Central rises in the northwest, while Volcanic and the Zambales Mountains frame the west. Between the Melias he centralized on plain, one of the country's major agricultural regions, rivers deposits sediment across this lowland, supporting rice, town, and transport corridors. Roads and development now connect the plain to Metro Manila, creating a broad zone where farms, warehouses, and dense settlements meet. Elevation changes quickly across Luzon, so climate and land use can differ within short distances. From the storm-facing forests of the east to the productive interior plain, the island shows how mountains organize water, settlement, and risk. Metro Manila occupies low ground around Manila Bay and the Lower Pasig Driver. The location offered a protected harbor and direct access to inland waterways, helping the city grow into the country's political and commercial center. Today, the urban region extends through a dense mosaic of high-rises, expressways, rail lines, ports, and neighborhoods. The Archipelago census counted about 30 million people in the national capital Regional 1. Growth brings energy, but the physical setting imposes limits. Rivers and drainage channels must carry monsoon rain through heavily built land. Coastal communities face storm surge, while subsidence and selva rise increase long-term exposure. Manila Bay remains both infrastructure and landscape. Ships enter through it, reclamation projects push into it, and millions live around its edge. From above, the capital is a powerful reminder that urban success can concentrate risk as quickly as opportunity. Inner Luzon, the Cordillera Mountains rise into steep valleys where flat farmland is scarce for generations. Ifugao communities transform loops into terraces that hold soil and guide water from forested watersheds above. The Terraces of the Philippine Cordilleras are recognized by UNESCO's cultural landscape, not simply an agricultural monument. Their walls, channels, and fields depend on collective maintenance. A broken irrigation line or abandoned terrace can affect land farther down the slope. From the air, the terraces follow mountain contours like elevation lines drawn into the earth. Some are floated mirrors, others are bright green or readied for harvest. They show a sophisticated response to difficult terrain, but they also face aeration, changing rainfall, migration, and the loss of farming labor. Their survival depends on living communities. Note on scenery alone. Then perfect cone of Mayon rises in southeastern Luzon, one of the most recognizable volcanoes in the Philippines. Its symmetry was built by repeated layers of lava, a fragmented rock, but they legend form as evidence of continuing danger. The archipelagos its along interacting tectonic plates and deep ocean trenches. As one plated ascends beneath it, melting rock feeds a chain of volcanoes. Eruptions create fertile soil and brine mountains while threatening communities with lava, ash pyroclastic flows, and mud flows. Mayon is only one expression of this volcanic. Tail, Pina, Tubo, Canla, and many other systems belong to this amorous geography. Monitoring and evacuation planning are therefore part of everyday resilience. From above, the volcano appears to dominate the landscape, yet roads, farms, and towns reveal how closely people live with forces operating far below the surface. The Visayas form the geographic center of the Philippines, a cluster of islands separated by narrow seas and busy channels. Panay, Negros, Cebu, Bohol lie tens of miles inshore the region, but hundreds of smaller islands fill the spaces between them. Water can divide communities, yet it also creates the short routes. Ferries, fishing boats, and cargo vessels link ports that may be closer across a strait than by road around a mountain. Cebu developed into a major regional hub because of this maritime position. Its long, narrow island has limited interior plains, so settlement and transport concentrate along the coast. Cebu City faced the protected channel toward Mactan, while reefs, beach towns, and fishing community extend around the island. From above, the Visayas look fragmented, but movement across water turns them into one of the country's most connected regions. Bohol's interior contains one of the Philippines' rangeland forms, a field of rounded hills extending toward the horizon. The Chocolate Hills are limestone mid, shaped by lift, groundwater, and long periods of erosion. They appear green during wetter months and turn brown in the dry season, giving the landscape its familiar name. Their repetition looks almost artificial from the air, yet every hill records the slow removal of surrounding rock. Beyond the main viewpoints, Bohol includes rest fields, wooded valleys, rivers, and a heavily used coastline. Panglao and nearby reef support tourism diving, while farms occupy lower ground inland. The island therefore combines geological spectacle with ordinary working landscapes. Its challenge is to manage development without reducing the hills, coast, and water systems to isolated attractions, disconnected from the communities that depend on them. Palawan forms along western bridge between the main Philippine island and northern Borneo. Mountain ranges run through its interior, while limestone cliffs, mangroves, and corals define much of the coast. The Philippine Department offers calls Palawan the country's last ecological frontier, a phrase that reflects both exceptional biodiversity and growing pressure. Roundanido. Flooded karst valleys create a lagoon enclosed by vertical rock. Farm-tined earth, Coron combines limestone islands with car lakes and sheltered channels. Offshore, the Tubita reefs form World Heritage Site in the Salus. Palawan's landscapes support fishing, farming, and tourism, but roads, resorts, and resources can fragment fragile habitats. From above, the province seems spacious and untouched in reality. Its ecological value depends on careful decisions made in small coastal settlements and rapidly changing destinations. Boracay is Malin autocross in minutes, yet it became one of the best-known beach destinations in Asia. White beach curves along the island's western side, protected during part of the year from the strong gestations. Other finds in warm water and easy access attracted resorts, restaurants, and dense visitor infrastructure. Success eventually exposed the island's limits. Wastewater, solid waste, traffic, and construction placed pressure on the landscape, with little room to absorb mistakes. A major rehabilitation effort in Archipelago Ishiba temporarily closed the island and first set up greatest environmental controls. The less one extends beyond destination. Tropical islands depend on groundwater, reefs, beaches, and drainage systems that can be overwhelmed by growth from above. Boracay's turquoise Garamins spectacular, but the most important story show Offamers coastline Egotianate, the difference between popularity and physical capacity. Siargao on the eastern of the archipelago, facing directly toward the Pacific. Onwell meeting shallow reef created the powerful break known as Cloud Joe, helping the island become an international surfing destination. Yet Siargao is more than a strip of waves. Coconut landscapes cover much of the interior. Mangroves line protected channels, and smaller islands and bars spread across nearby water. This exposure also brings danger. Tropical cyclones arriving from the east can strike with little wind to wake them first. Supertyphoon Reka severed damage in Archipelago Archie, demonstrating how tourism growth and local life swears have the same vulnerability. Rebuilding has included stronger structures and renewed attention to mangroves and coastal ecosystems. From above, Siargao's beauty comes from its open connection to the Pacific, the same connection that delivers both waves and storms. The Philippines has a tropical maritime climate shaped by warm seas, monsoon winds, and tropical cyclones. PAGASA divides the year broadly into a rainy season from June to November and a dry season from December to May, though local patterns vary greatly. Mountain orientation matters. Eastern slopes facing the Pacific can receive far more rain than sheltered valleys. An average of about 20 tropical cyclones enter the Philippine area of responsibility each year, and roughly 8 or 9 cross the country. Storms bring destructive wind, surge, landslides, and flooding, but they also contribute a major share of annual rainfall. Climate change race Elvland increase sheet. While the most intense storms remain a critical concern, resilience, therefore, depends on forecasts, evacuation routes, watershed forests, mangroves, drainage, and buildings designed for repeated impact. Geography makes the country vulnerable, but preparation determines how vulnerability becomes disaster. The 2024 census counted more than 112.7 million people across the Philippines. This population speaks many region languages, including Cebuano, Iliganan, Waray, and others, while Filipino and English connect national institutions, education, and business. Island geography help preserve regional identities, but migration continually links them. People move toward Manila, Seaband, other urban centers, and millions of Filipinos work overseas. Remittances remain economically significant, while business, services, manufacturing, electronics, tourism, agriculture, and shipping connect the country to global markets. These ace present throughout this economy. Ports move goods between islands, fish support coastal livelihoods, and seafarers carry Philippines gills across the world from above. Cities and islands may appear separate, but money, language, labor, and transport form networks that cross every channel. The modern Philippine is held together less by continuous land than by continuous movement. The future of the Philippines will depend on treating its islands as connected systems. Bald and forests influence floods and sediment far downstream. Mangroves reduce wave energy and provide nursery habitat for fisheries. Coral reefs protect coast while supporting tourism and food, yet they face warming water, pollution, and physical damage. Metro Manila and other expanding cities must improve housing, transport, and drainage without pushing Cape toward poorer communities. Famous destinations such as Palawan, Boracay, Bohol, and Siargao must balance visit or demand with water, waste, and ecosystem limits. Renewable energy, stronger local planning, and better connections between islands can increase resilience. But no single project can remove the country's exposure to tectonic and ocean forces. From the Cordillera race to Manila Bay and the limestone lagoons of Palawan, the Philippines has always adapted through movement, cooperation, and detailed knowledge of place. Those strengths will shape what remains visible from above.